How's it going, everybody? So I have yet another new console that I just recently purchased to show you guys. This one's really obscure and not discussed hardly at all. But it's actually a really cool console. In fact, I'm willing to bet that it ranks right up there with the Neo Geo and TurboGrafx 16 in its obscurity. Not many people have heard about it, but I'm not going to sit here and keep you guys waiting. Here it is. Have you ever seen one of these before? Well, you may not have seen one before, but you've probably heard of this company before. 3DO. If you ever played any of the Army Men series, you know, the green plastic soldier guys, on the computer or the N64, you know 3DO. The logo that pops up at the beginning. Well, 3DO had their own console known as the 3DO. And there were, I think, 2 or 3 different versions of this console, which is weird. This one's through Panasonic. It's a top loader, as you can see. And this is kind of like the standard. It's one of the best ones you can get. There's a few others that are kind of like a square, big, thick brick, and they don't run very well. But this is kind of like one of the best ones that you can get as far as 3DO goes. So just to talk about the system for a second, you have 2 LED lights right here. And one is the ready light, one's the access light. So ready means it's going, access means it's accessing memory or reading the disk or something like that. If we look over on the side here, you have where it says AV expansion. And let me see if I can get this thing open here. Well, it's actually on there pretty well. And the AV expansion thing, I quite frankly, I'm not sure what it was. I mean, I'm sure there were expansions for this system, but I haven't seen any before, so I'd have to do my research on that. Moving on up, there's a strange little unmarked port right here. Not sure what that's for. Maybe it's for headphones. That would be kind of weird, but you never know with old stuff like this. Coming to the back here, once again, more ports that I'm not certain of. I believe these are just different types of video hookups. This is S-Video, RF out, channel select. Yeah, so if you want to do it through an RF modulator or the F-Video. But why not? I mean, the thing came, obviously, with the original AV cables. And so, you know, I say AV is simple, let's just use those, and that's what I've been using with it. This is the another expansion slot. Once again, I'm not quite sure what the expansions were. And then, of course, you have the power jack here, and of course, it did come with the power cable. And thank God it doesn't have one of those big, ugly bricks on it, because I hate those things. It just ends in this, no complications about it. Easy to plug up to a power strip or something like that. And then you have your on-off switch here on the side. And like I said, you just push down right here. Thing opens up and it takes discs. It's a disc-based system. Now, this thing is so obscure because not many kids back in the day had this. This thing was kind of like the Rolls-Royce of home consoles. So you were pretty much a baller if you had this thing back when it was relevant. So there's the REAL, the Real 3DO Interactive Multiplayer System. Next, I want to talk about the controllers. By the way, speaking of controllers, controller port. Just one, but it says multiplayer. So how does that work exactly? Well, I'm about to show you guys, because this is some weird stuff right here. Okay, so these are how the controllers look, and there's lots of different controllers. This one is one of the best. It's just real standard. You've got your D-pad, your A, B, and C buttons, and then basically the same thing as start and select, and then you also have 2 bumpers up here, which is cool. But do you see that shit right there? It's what you're thinking. You plug this shit into the only port on the console, and then if you have a buddy who wants to come over, well, guess what? It just so happens that this is the same damn port, and you gotta plug your friend's controller into your controller and just daisy chain them together, which is absolutely absurd. So that means while you're sitting, you know, 5 or 6 feet from the TV, your buddy could be sitting back on the couch or something because he's linked off your controller and he's got twice the distance that you do. And if he's doing this number right here, it might be jerking the controller in your hand. So it's really a flawed design, but unique in its own way as well. I've never heard of anything this weird before, plugging in the other player's controllers into player one's controllers, and so on and so forth. Can you imagine if they have like a 4-player game? I don't know if those exist on this or not, but if there's like a 4-player game, you got 4 dudes all just daisy chained together, sitting side by side, all huddled up with their 3DO. Yeah. Moving on here, I also picked up 2 games for it just so I could test out the console. And yes, the thing works absolutely flawlessly. It's in great, immaculate shape. It runs like a charm. No lag, no weird, strange noises coming from the console. Just put the disc in, thing loads up, ready to go. No skipping, no lagging, no buffering on the live videos. These games are sort of similar to Sega CD games in that they have a lot of live video in them. Sometimes this stuff gets lost in translation, and it's more like an interactive movie than it is a game even. But with that being said, I picked up 2 games today. So I'll show you the first one because I don't know much about it. It's just a strange title that I saw. This is called Immersionary for the 3DO. And if we look on the back here, it's just weird looking. It's kind of like a first-person shooter, but like you're in this virtual reality thing, and there's all these weird people. I'm gonna do some reviews on this stuff for you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hook it up to a recorder, if I'm gonna have to just film the screen. I'll get it to be the best quality that I can for you guys. But most of these things, even though they're discs, they came in these full-size boxes. And this one's really nice because it has like this click little thing here on the side. And so you open that, and then you open up this thing, and look how sweet this looks. You open it up, you have your manual right here. And this is Immersionary Combat in a Digital World. So there's the manual. And then you have this like cool little colored inside page. There's like the dev team, and it tells all about the game and them and everything. And then if we come up here, it's like this nice little tray that sits inside of these cases. You've got your disc right here. This says New Recruit Manual. And I haven't even looked at this yet. I bet you it's going to be something kind of cheesy. But let's just look through here real quick. Oh, wow. So it isn't even about really the gameplay. It's like history on the game, like a little history book about what's going on. And it talks about some of your enemies you're going up against and stuff. What the hell? What the hell? Boobs. Camouflage tits. Beautiful. Just perfect. Hang on, I'm gonna look through some of the enemies here now. So we have a chick with camouflage tits. Got some bald-headed lady in a dress. Look at this guy. Look at this chick right here. Hey, hey, hey. And then you got this dude over here who looks like a Dremora off of the freaking Elder Scrolls series. Oh my god. Look at this weirdo. This game is weird. And this one's so outright about it. Look at that. Tits. This is weird. This is back before there was like a real rating system. I mean, it says T for teens down here, but like there was so much like porn in this. Like, I just can't imagine this would get a T for teens rating with that full frontal tits. And who knows if they're even wearing clothing down below. That was just like a waist up shot. They could be butt-ass naked for all we know. So anyway, interesting system. Lots of these games actually have a lot of like adult pornographic content in them. And sometimes it's not just nudity. Sometimes there's like straight up pornographic content in these games. So, like I said, when a game's 100% complete, they come in these really awesome cases like this. Unfortunately, with the system being as obscure and rare as it is, it's not feasible to try and get these things 100% complete every time. So I've decided I'm going to get them in the full case when I can, but if it's something I really want and it's just not available, I'll pick it up in a jewel case, like here. Here we have a real classic freaking Myst original. Now that's a good damn point-and-click adventure right there. I'm going to go too into detail because I'm sure plenty of my fans know all about the Myst series, but it's basically kind of like an exploration survival sort of game. Lots of point-and-click stuff going on. Kind of like detective work. There's a few parts, I wouldn't say it's like horrific or anything, but there's a few parts that are a little eerie and kind of get your anxiety going. It's just a good game. And so this would have normally came in one of these much larger boxes like this. But like I say, it's really not feasible to try and find these all the time, I think. So I'm not going to be anal about collecting the boxes. I'm going to try to get them. One day maybe I'll sit down and try to buy just boxes so I can have them complete. Because these things would look so wicked just sitting on the shelf, you know. But if I find something I really like and it's a good price and it's not complete, I will sometimes pick them up. As long as the jewel case is complete and it's got the manual in the front with the back artwork and the discs in good shape, I will pick them up like this if there's no other option. With this, I'm sure there was another option, but it was just from my local game store, you know, and I wanted to pick up a couple of games on the spot and not have to wait for anything to ship into me, just so I could try the console out. Saw Myst, and I was like, Myst, that's classic, whatever. And maybe one day I'll buy another copy of this, or I'll just try to find somebody who's selling just the box for it. But anyway, there you guys go. I hope that this was an interesting video for you guys, because I know a lot of people have not heard of or talk about the 3DO system. Look for some 3DO reviews coming in the future, because I'm about to start collecting for this system semi-heavily. But until the next video, hope you guys enjoyed it.